Most people use Claude to go faster. That's the wrong frame. The most powerful use of Claude isn't speed, it's thinking better. I'm going to give you 5 prompts that change how you make decisions, challenge your assumptions, and see around corners. These are the ones I use every week. Every decision you make alone is filtered through your biases, your past experiences, your current emotional state, the stories you tell yourself about how things work. The problem isn't intelligence. Smart people are often the worst at this because they're better at rationalizing bad decisions after the fact. What we need is friction, a thinking partner who doesn't care what you want to hear. Claude is the first tool that can actually play that role. Not a search engine, not a calculator, a genuine thinking partner, available whenever you need it, with no agenda other than helping you think clearly. Prompt 1, the devil's advocate. Tell Claude your plan, your decision, or your argument. Then say, now, Steelman, the strongest possible case against this. Don't hold back. What would the smartest, most informed skeptic say? This works because your brain naturally defends its own ideas. Claude has no such bias. What comes back is the objection you haven't let yourself hear, the one that's usually the most important one to address before you commit. Use this before any major decision, any pitch, any hire, any investment. The answer it surfaces will either kill a bad idea or make a good one bulletproof. Prompt 2, the pre-mortem. Say to Claude, it's 12 months from now and this project completely failed. Not a small miss, a real failure. Walk me through the most likely reasons why it went wrong. Most planning is optimistic by default. We account for what we hope will happen. The pre-mortem forces you to account for what actually goes wrong before it does. When Claude walks you through a realistic failure scenario, you'll often see 2 or 3 obvious risks you weren't taking seriously. Fix those in advance and your project has a completely different probability of success. Prompt 3, the reframe. Say, I'm about to describe a situation. Here are the assumptions I'm working from. What assumptions might I have wrong, and how would the situation look if I flipped the most important one? This is the prompt that has changed the most decisions for me. We're often not solving the right problem. We're solving the problem as we've defined it, which already contains the bias. When Claude reframes the situation, sometimes the answer doesn't change. But sometimes you realize you've been optimizing for the wrong thing entirely. That realization alone is worth every minute you spend learning this tool. Prompt 4, the trusted advisor who disagrees. Tell Claude, I'm going to describe a decision I'm leaning toward. I want you to play the role of a brilliant, trusted advisor who respects me, but who sees the situation differently and will tell me what I'm getting wrong. This is different from devil's advocate because you're asking for disagreement from a position of care, not opposition. What you get back isn't adversarial. It's the honest perspective of someone who wants you to succeed but won't tell you what you want to hear. This is the conversation most people can't have with their actual advisors, colleagues, or friends because of relationship dynamics. With Claude, there's no dynamic, just the honest take. Prompt 5, the expert audit. Say, I'm planning to do something specific. What would a world-class expert in this domain flag as the things I'm probably underestimating, overlooking, or getting wrong? Claude has absorbed more domain knowledge than any single advisor you could hire. When you ask it to think like a domain expert and audit your plan, it surfaces the things you didn't know to worry about. The second-order effects, the industry-specific risks, the details that look minor but aren't. This prompt has saved me from expensive mistakes more than any other. Ask it before you sign, before you launch, before you commit. 5 prompts that make you think better. The devil's advocate, the pre-mortem, the reframe, the trusted advisor who disagrees, and the expert audit. None of these are shortcuts. They're tools for harder, better thinking, and they're available for free anytime you need them. Subscribe for a new Claude workflow every week. Prompt cheat sheet in the description below.